Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. It must be 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time because here we be. As you can see, I have electricity. I have power today, no storms. So I'm back with my usual setup. It was weird doing it with my phone. Much rather have it this way. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. And it's good to know that we have our queen back. Queen, not that queen, the one in England. She's gone. But the queen of Super Chat, Cherry Poppin', the breaker of the financial hymen. I'm talking about Ms. Pepsi Girl. Thank you very much. She says, give my buddy Paulie, a.k.a. Monster D, a shout out. I hope it's not the Monster D that I'm thinking it is. Because I don't want to call a guy that if that's his nickname. Maybe it's Monster D, Monster Doctor. Maybe he's a doctor and he always saves his patients. But I don't think so. I think we know exactly what Monster D stands for. But how about this? What's up, Paulie? I'll do that. I'll stick with Paulie. Hey, yo, Paulie, I got your shout out right here. Thank you very much, Paulie. You're in good company. Thank you, Ms. Pepsi Girl, if that's your real name. And so you saw the title. Roy Lee Painter, what's up, man? That's not the title. Just say what's up. Greetings from Phoenix, y'all. Super Fidelis. Oh, I know it's warm there. I also see Christian, your hoser. Are you going to tell me that I missed your super chat? Is that what you're going to tell me? Oh, good. What's up, man? He says, I'm back. Get to the chopper. Yeah. Come here. Get to the chopper. We're going to go to Canada. Get the maple syrup there. Come on, it'll never work. Welcome back, Canada's representative. I wish you representing Canada instead of Justin Castro. I mean, I know you probably have no political experience, and that's probably a plus, and you do a much better job than him. He sucks. How do you suck and then you go up? I don't get it. My private sector mind can't wrap itself around that. How do you suck and you go up? Wow. Let's see. I see a shout out from somebody from the left coast. Strider Shadow, thank you, says, yes, finally I see JG live. Hello from Crappy, Oregon. Crappy, that's being very kind, Strider. I'm glad you're a bigger person than me because I would have used another word. But yes, Oregon is garbage. Oregon is a pile of garbage. You know, when you're taking the garbage out of the kitchen and it's leaking, so you got to take the whole trash can out there. Take that same wet garbage that's leaking and make it into the shape of Oregon. And there you go. You have Oregon. It's a pile of shit covered in shit with shit filling. Much like California, I'm not up on my high horse, Strider. I'm right there with you. I'm on the left coast. We're neighbors. We're right next to each other. California butts up against Oregon. But just think, Strider, if I were on a high horse, if it was from California, you could probably see its ribs. It would have on like a rainbow-colored bridle. Its tail would probably be dyed rainbow, and it would have lesions all over it. That's what it would sound like. And it would have Birkenstock horseshoes on. It would look like shit, and you know it. But thank you. Ranson Shan, thank you for the Hamilton. He says, our Esparce scene in AZ lifted lockdown restrictions today. Better late than never. But I thought was UMFs were so brainwashed you needed the senile butt's permission to live normally again. I would think that Arizona would have been at the forefront of, removing those shackles, those sweet and sour sniffle shackles. But because at one time Arizona was looked at like Texas, it's free, carry guns and shit, do what you want. I definitely think that as long as you have the open carry and concealed carry, depending on 18, you can do open carry, 21 concealed carry, no questions asked. I think as long as you have that, you do still have a big chunk of freedom, definitely a bigger chunk than we have in California. We don't even have a chunk. We have shavings of freedom. But yeah, guys are freer than us. So Brian King B. Falcon, that's right. They suck at sucking. I didn't know that was humanly possible, but leave it to a damn empty suit politician. They'll figure out a way to suck more. Christian, your hoser, thanks again. What are you tagging about? He says, shout out to my lovely wife, Melanie. What up, Melanie? Faye Knox in the greatest chat on YouTube. Cheers, buddy. That is true. I believe that your wife is lovely, but I believe a little bit more that this is the greatest chat on YouTube. That's true. Sheldon Antoine says, and yeah, I think that's right. That's what I'm going with. Says, greetings from Grenada. Damn, Jericho, you're the man. Thank you. How can I be the man when you are, Sheldon? From Grenada. I must say, you're the first person I've ever corresponded with from Grenada. Thanks. What time is it in Grenada? That's a good question. That is a legit question and a question I've never asked before. But what time is it in Grenada? Kai Johnson from the UK. Went and saw Katie Hopkins. She's from the UK. I don't know if you know who she is, Kai Johnson, but if you don't, get on that train. He says, haven't watched live in a while. What did I miss? Has Biden read a din def it yet? Of course he did, Kai. Come on, man. That's what he does. I got a couple clips that I want to play because yesterday I didn't have any power, so I had to do my live from my phone. And I wasn't able to play the audio clips that I wanted you guys to hear, but there are two of them that you got to hear, and I'm going to play them. I'm going to give you a little piece of what you missed, Kai. You came back on a good day. There are two clips from his 600 minutes interview. Now, I know it's 60 minutes, but it felt like 600. And what's the guy's name? Seth Meyers, some late night talk show lefty turd. He took my line. I called it 600 minutes yesterday during the day. He called it that on his show at night. What a piece of shit. But I guess, what do they say? Imitation is the best form of flattery. All right, I'll take that. Sammy the Bull 7, Sammy Romano. JG, you are awesome. Shout out to my Sammy Bull 7 channel and my Uncle Gus. What up, Uncle Gus? You know he's a good guy full of knowledge and good stories when his name is Uncle Gus. You have nothing but good times and good memories with someone named Uncle Gus. That's someone you can go to for some wisdom in your time of need. He even let you have a beer when your mom's not looking. Go ahead, Uncle Gus. And shout out to your channel, Sammy Bull 7. Check it out. What's it about, Sammy Bull? What am I steering people to? Maybe I should have asked that before I shouted it out. What are you doing over there, Sammy the Bull 7, huh? I guess we'll find out, won't we? Here, we're going to find out right now. Sammy, this better not be no weird stuff. Better not be nothing weird. So, Sammy Bull 7. There we go. Oh, gambling. Man, I'm going to tell my mother-in-law about this channel. You talk about gambling? All night. That woman can go all night gambling. The staff will be leaving and shit, having their, their jacket across their arm. Good night, got their car keys in their hand. Going strong. That's cool. Good luck to you, man. If you would hit the jackpot, split it with me. I really appreciate that. Kyle Denson, thank you. Supporting independent non-work creators is essential. Check out Eric July and what he is doing. We need natural diversity, not forced stuff. That's right, Kyle. I agree, and I'll be talking about this forced diversity a little bit later. But yeah, I actually know one of the guys that works with Eric July. Two of the guys, Gabe El-Tayeb and David Brohawk Williams. They all worked at DC. I'm gonna have them on my channel on a live too really soon. But yeah, man, the force, anything forced is not good. Anything you force somebody to do, their heart's not in it. You force you make your kid go up to your other kid and apologize. They don't mean that shit. You make anybody do something, their heart's not in it. They don't mean it. They're just going through the motions. So that goes with anything, especially diversity. Oh, that word, man, there's about 15, 20 words that have been around forever, but they just been overused the last 5 years or so, and I don't even want to hear them anymore, because all I hear when I hear those words is I hear it like an upspeak tone, like there needs to be diversity and inclusion and equity. Like inclusion, equity, diversity, my truth, racism. That fucking word's been overused. Nazi's been overused. You know those words, those buzzwords, those buzz terms that they use. That shit makes me sick. And I heard Obama say this. Diversity is our greatest strength. No, it's not, you idiot. Diversity is not our greatest strength. You're talking about diversity of appearance. Diversity of thought and opinion is one of our greatest traits, but it's not our greatest one. Diversity should not be one of our goals. If it happens, it happens. Don't force this shit. Don't force anything on me. You're my employee. When's the last time you went to your boss's office and made them do something? It doesn't work that way. You can't make us do shit. You can't make us feel a certain way. You can't make us accept certain things. We just don't want to. And those who are weak-minded enough, fuck them anyway. We don't want them. Take them. You're not going to force me to do a damn thing. I'm done being forced. I'm over the age of 18. I don't get forced to do anything. And I have my garage, I had my garage open yesterday. This is totally off topic. But I had my garage open yesterday, because I needed the light, because I didn't have electricity. So now these flies are in here. So now I'm going to text my wife, bring me the bug gun. So this fly's buzzing around, pissing me off. So I must kill. Go ahead, Mr. Fly. Keep flying, keep buzzing around my studio. I will kill. Brian King be Falcon, you're right. He says, in Gus, we trust. If you can't trust somebody named Uncle Gus, then just scrap this whole thing we call life. Shake the Etch-a-Sketch. It's done. I can't trust someone named Uncle Gus. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here anymore if I can't trust someone named Uncle Gus. Eddie B, what's up? Thank you for the Hamilton. He says, JG, I love the vid on the whole she-Wade debacle with D-Wade, G-Union, G-Ununion, and Zaya. Plain fling, plain effing ridiculous. Keep up the great work. I promise I'll do my part. If you keep coming here to hear me, Eddie B, I'll keep doing my best. Thank you very much. Yeah, I did a video yesterday on D-Wade. I call it Operation Destroy My Boy. Obviously, this must be intentional. This must be something you planned out and you wanted to do because you're really good at it. So Operation Destroy My Boy is almost complete because now his son, his 15-year-old son, that he's trying to have his name legally changed to Zaya, is the new face of Tiffany. And there are all these photo shoots of him wearing these. I'll show you what the hell I'm talking about. I promise I'll get the good gun. Scout's Honor. Look at this shit. I wouldn't want my 15-year-old girl in that skirt that short. Look at that. That's mid-thigh. Girl, your mid-thigh won't see sunlight in my house. Look, that's a 15-year-old boy. Some open-toed shoes, a purse, and his hands on his hips, and his legs showing. Man, and that's okay? The people in the comment section are the worst. Oh, that's so awesome. You're so accepting. You love each other unconditionally. Oh, you have a trans kid. I just got this stupid regular one. Wish my kid was trans. There's people supporting this shit, cheering for it. Harry Chillhanger, thank you, sir. He says, yeah, I wanted to say this yesterday, but I didn't have my microphone. I can do it now. He says, bring the good vibe. Jericho That's right, I'm back with my equipment. A man is only as good as his equipment. We all know that. Mr. Jinx says, why put him in front? He doesn't even know where he's at. Why bring him outside? That's what I want to know. You need to be indoors, sir, where we can keep you away from sources of water, traffic. Thank you. Woman's a keeper right there. Now what's up, you stupid ass fly? But we need to keep him inside, keep him out of traffic. Bees, he might get stung. Who knows what that'll do to him? He might be allergic. We don't know. Keep him inside. So that way, everything can be bubble wrapped. Any sharp corners can have them little styrofoam things. Remember, you DIY, you cut up a swimming noodle, the big like foam noodles, and you put it on the corner of all the tables and shit so your kid doesn't fuck themselves up. Totally need to do that for him. Kim, in your face, she says, looks like you've dropped a few pounds since I last tuned in. Well, yes, I did. Kim, in your face. Sure have. Down probably, I don't know, 30 plus, 35 pounds, something like that so far. Got a long way to go, but I'm going. That's the important thing. Thank you. Appreciate that. Trying. But yeah, that D-Wade shit is so disgusting. And how he just stepped aside. Yeah, go ahead, screw him up. Make him damn near suicidal. I don't care. Handed him over to his wicked stepmother. Maybe one day he'll have the balls to grab his balls off the coffee table and reattach them and take control of his home. I doubt it. Hey, Hoser, thanks again. He said, could we ever get a Jericho and Mrs. Green stream? It could be like Green and Wife Special Edition. I don't think that's going to happen. I'll tell you right now, I will take out a long, sharp, pointed needle and pop that balloon right now. That won't happen. My wife does not like talking in front of people. She does not like being on camera. She's one of those. Remember, I told you that question I'd ask people. Would you rather? See? You see him? As soon as you land, I'm fucking you up. She's one of those people, if I ask the question, would you rather skydive or speak in front of 1,000 people? She picked skydive 10 times out of 10. No question, hands down. Let's go. Show me how to work this parachute. That's how she is. She don't do public speaking at all. But, you know, opposites attract and all that shit. So, yeah. Anyway, let's take care of Good Gun, shall we? It's a good one. Shout out to the old folks. Welcome in, Cole. You know, we're talking about old people. We're talking about our grandpa in chief. Hold on. Just had an idea. I got to jot it because I'm over 40. I got to write shit down there. So I didn't write this many notes when I was in school. Maybe I should have. But since we're talking about old folks, we're talking about our grandpa in chief. I figure we'll keep it in the vein of the elderly. Shout out to any old folks listening. And to me, old folks, like 75 and up, you're old. Other than that, you know, you're older, seasoned, distinguished. But old, 75 and up, you're officially old. Embrace that. So it says grandmother shoots intruder in her North Philadelphia home, police say. Well, shouldn't have been in her fucking home. Police say a woman jumped into action when a suspect broke into her North Philadelphia home. It happened. I never read the address. I think that's weird. Why would you tell everybody damn near where these people live? That's so weird. Why would you put that information out there? Anyway, It was quite the morning for Maxine Thompson, to say the very least. Oh, she sounds like she's an old black woman. Maxine Thompson? Yeah, definitely. Look at Maxine Waters. She's an old, 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 old black woman. She's like Cicely Tyson, old. Her high school pictures, you know, them old Western pictures, they were like that sepia tone. Sepia, how do you say that? It's not black and white. It's like black and white with like a rust-colored tinge to it. Like that. Like the back in the Western days where nobody smiled. That was everybody. And you died at 42, and you were the oldest man in town at 42. That's Maxine Waters. She's old. She's seen a couple turns of the century. Anyway, police say around 4 a.m., and there are some states, I've said this before, there are some states where you get extra time if you break in within certain hours, because it's almost a guarantee that somebody's home, and you know this. So you have ill intent if you know people in there. You're not just in there for the property, to steal their property. You're in there to bring harm on somebody. So it says around 4 a.m., a suspect broke into her home. Again, they give the street. Why would you do that? Yeah, Ace Boone Coon. My dad used to say that all the time. Dianne Feinstein, perfect example. There's a split screen picture of her. It's on my Instagram page at JG Talk. When the year she got into politics and now. Holy shit. But little did the suspect know, Thompson, the mother of a Philadelphia police officer and grandmother, was ready to defend herself. Oh, see? Her son was training her. I was sleeping and I heard somebody was trying to get into my house. And at first, I thought I was hearing things. Then I jumped up and went to the window and I said, "Who is that trying to get into my house?" said Maxine Thompson of North Philadelphia. When you're a burglar and you're breaking into somebody's house and you hear, "Who's that trying to break into my house?" That's the sound of no fear. If you read between the lines, she was saying, "Who is that I'm about to shoot?" But those dumbass burglars, probably fueled by their thirst for drugs or whatever, they didn't read between the lines. They didn't hear what she was saying. Remember in White Man Can't Jump? You're hearing me, but you're not listening. You heard the old lady, but you weren't listening to what she was saying. She was saying, "Who is that I'm about to shoot?" They didn't hear it. They're stupid. So, but that would turn out to be a mistake for the suspect. She said, "I reached down and grabbed my gun and he was at my bedroom door." Pause. And not like young people say, "Yo, pause," but pause for a second. 4 o'clock in the morning, you turn around and someone's standing in your doorway. How scared are you? You know when you get scared real bad? I'm not talking startled, but like if your older sibling or something came up behind you, and scared the shit out of you. I don't even know what it is. That fear, those chills go through your body. You feel it through your whole body. They just scared the shit out of you. And that feeling, you imagine the feeling that woman had. Now, she sounds like she was ready for this. She sounds like this is part of her prayer at night. Oh, a P.S. God, send somebody through my window. Miss Thompson was ready. She said, "I reached down and grabbed my gun. He was at my bedroom door. And I shot at him a couple times. He ran down the steps and I ran down the steps behind him. I shot more and he jumped out the window and he jumped out the same window he came in and he jumped back out." Police say after the suspect took off, he came down to Broad and Brown and jumped on the roof of a car wash. And that's when the suspect called the police. What? This woman is she a descendant of Annie Oakley? This old lady chased that son of a bitch down the stairs. He ran and he called the police. Never seen this in a good gun in my life. She gave chase, she pursued, and his ass hopped up on the roof of a car wash and called for help. I love you, Mrs. Thompson. Sorry, guys. Detectives say when they got to the car wash, they found the suspect. He suffered a graze wound to his upper left arm. Okay, so she meant business. Had she had a chance to put her glasses on, that would have been 10x all day. Investigators listened to his story, and he was taken into custody. Back at the scene, we spoke with Mrs. Thompson's next-door neighbor, Johnny Tobias. She says, oh, it's Johnnnie, so Lady Johnny. She says, to get out of their yard and over their fence, the suspect would have had to climb over her shed. So she took a look and says that's when she knew the suspect was wounded. I was just looking out what disturbance there was to the back of my house, and that's when I noticed the blood on top of my shed, said Tobias. She adds she's happy Thompson did what she did, and she has a message for the suspect. Get a job, and you won't have to be intruding in on innocent people like this, said Tobias. Hold on a second. Robbers, burglars, thugs, hoodlums, ne'er-do-wells, nefarious types. You better keep your punk ass out of the North Philadelphia neighborhood of Mrs. Thompson and Mrs. Tobias. Because Mrs. Thompson's packing heat. It sounds like Mrs. Tobias might be too. But this old lady said, get a job and you won't have to be intruding in on innocent people like this. Get your shit together, or next time Mrs. Thompson is going 10x. Thompson says this was her first time she ever used a gun. Damn. Maybe that's what saved him. Maybe if her son did give her some training, this dude wouldn't have made it out of her bedroom doorway. As for the suspect, he's at Hahnemann University Hospital. There's no word yet on what charges the suspect may face. So he was like, bring your ass back here. I'm not done. Chased his ass downstairs. He hopped back out the window, bled on poor Mrs. Tobias's shed, and then called the cops on himself on top of a car wash. That's beautiful. Creole lady, he blew my arm off. He's lucky. If Miss Thompson had a shotgun, she probably would have taken his arm off. What a piece of shit. That's why we need to be armed. You notice? The police only show up after. No one's ever, hey, the cops are already there. I didn't have to call them. The police show up after. So either you want them to put the chalk line around somebody else, or they're going to put the chalk outline around you. And Rex Rocker, yeah, they'll give him a slap on the wrist. Unfortunately, the DA in Philadelphia also sucks at sucking. But hey, take your chances and go back, intruder. Corn Pop says owning a gun and never firing it is irresponsible. Yes, it is. But she's an old lady. She probably didn't want it in the first place. Her son, being a cop, probably said, Mom, you need to have this. Mom, I don't even like those things. I don't even want it. She probably didn't even want the gun. What's right here is loaded. All you got to do is pick it up, point, and pull the trigger. That's probably exactly what happened. And good thing he did. Maybe now Mrs. Thompson will get some training and go to the range. I hope she does. I hope she does. Because God help whoever tries that shit again. If she got him in the arm with no training, imagine what she'll do with training. Love it. She said, who's that? Hey, who's that down there breaking into my window? You should have kept your ass outside of her window. Dumbass. Read between the lines, crooks. If somebody whose house you're breaking into says, who is that? That means they're alerted to your presence. That means game on, come get it. That's what that means, you idiot. But again, like Mrs. Tobias said, get a job and you won't have to break into people's houses. Say that slower next time, Mrs. Tobias, because I don't think they're going to get it. If you get your money through legal means, you don't need illegal. Never mind, guys. Just remember this. This live stream is brought to you by MyPillow, mypillow.com/Jericho. Are you not sleeping well? MyPillow can help you get the best night's sleep of your life. Wake up, feel well rested. All pillows made right here in the USA in Minnesota. My Pillow is back with a 60-day money-back guarantee, 10-year warranty, and is machine washable and dryable. Sleep is one of the most important things to your health, and My Pillow is one of the most important things to your sleep. Go to mypillow.com/Jericho. Link is in the description box. Use promo code Jericho to unlock your great deals today. What a great script that was. So, Eddie B, once again, thank you. He says, Dear Jericho, I'm getting really sick and tired of you making fun of me. Signed, that person who looks like Kermit the Frog. Maxine Waters, I would love if you could keep my name out of your mouth. You know what? Since she looks like Kermit the Frog, then why don't we make her sound like Kermit the Frog? Because here, I like to be authentic.
Dear Jericho, I'm getting really sick and tired of you making fun of me. Signed, that person that looks like, hey, me, Kermit the Frog. It's not easy being green.
It certainly isn't easy being Maxine Waters. You have to be a failing congresswoman whose district is falling apart and looks like shit and performs like shit. And you have to go on the road and do all these dates as James Brown's stunt double. Just because James Brown is dead does not mean her career is dead. She still has to get on the road and perform and be paid in drink tokens. She's the hardest working woman in show business. How do they suck and go up? Tell me now. Anyway, guys, I don't know. If you come across that answer, let me know. Because in the private sector, that's not possible. Let's see here. Mount underscore implosion. Hello, JG. I heard an hour was like 45 minutes ago. I'll get that one. But thank you. Still very appreciative. There we go. Yeah, fail forward. That's right, Cole. Yeah, they fail forward, fail up. I don't get it. Hoser, thank you. When Chuck Norris tells a joke about Will Smith's wife, Will Smith slaps himself. He doesn't even need to wait for that sideways look from his bald-headed wife either. He always, wish he would. I would like to see that. I'd like to see Chuck Norris up there giving out that award and Will Smith come up there and try that shit. Chuck Norris would kick through Will Smith's chest. All the way through. Chuck Hall, Scorpion King. I missed the first half hour, but I finally caught another live. Don't worry about that first half hour. All right? That's water under the bridge. The important thing, Chuck, is that you're here now. You're here now, all right? Bam Bam Bigelow, G.I. Jane 2. Yeah, and I don't want to see it. I don't want to see shit from either one of those dummies. And Will Smith has some good movies, but now I can't watch them anymore because you're a jackass. And you come up with this half-hearted, scripted apology that I'm sure your wife proofread before she let you go outside for an hour. Get out of here with that shit. Mayor Whiskey says, I love alopecia. That's funny. Hey, Max Bank, be nice. Says Buck Biden. What did he do to you? What did he do to you? What did that old man ever do to us to make us speak of him in such a terrible manner? I bet you can't come up with one thing. So the thumbnail is a picture. I saw some people in the comments yesterday asking me about it. But didn't have time to get to it because we were talking about the dumb in chief yesterday, and that took up most of our time because, of course, you can fill any amount of time with talking about his fuck ups, whether verbal or otherwise. So the thumbnail is of the new Ariel. I guess they're making another movie, or they're making a live action movie. And Ariel is a black girl, but looking at her, she looks half black, half white. But now it's okay to totally dismiss 50% of things, because when it comes to abortion, you can just dismiss the myth. I'm Mike Tyson. You can dismiss 50% of somebody's lineage. That baby, it's the mom, her body, her choice. Forget about the dad who made it all possible. Because unless he got up on top of you and went, or behind you, you have no baby to be here aborted. So, but they never talk about that. It's all about the woman. It's all about her body, her choice, her this, her that. Forget about the man that put it inside of you in the first place. But it's okay for them to dismiss 50% of this girl's parents, just calling her black. That's stupid. Now, again, they're delving into the racism that they claim to hate, they claim to be against. That's like that one drop rule shit, saying if you got one drop of black in you, you're black. So you're saying, never mind her white parent or whatever this other parent is? 50%. If that's the case, you leftist turds, send me 50% of your holdings and of your paycheck right now. I want 50% of your assets. P.O. Box 806, Olivehurst, California, 95961-9998. That is my P.O. Box. Send it. Since 50% ain't shit, I want 50% of your assets. Who would agree to that? Who could someone come up to you and say, hey man, can you give me 50% of your paycheck? What? Get out of my, you wouldn't even consider it for a hot second. But they're doing that here. So this girl, this mixed girl, is playing Ariel in this live action movie of Little Mermaid. And then I saw something today where they're making Belle, they're doing, I don't know if it's a movie or a play or some shit. I think it's a movie where Belle from Beauty and the Beast is going to be played by a black woman and then played by a Filipino woman. Now, hold on a second. I saw something. Just wanted to say, it says Pablo, from Pablo, big up Jericho. One love from Manchester, UK. Hello, Governor. Hey, man, appreciate it. Thanks for being here. I wonder if you know my mate, Kai Johnson. He's also from the UK. Anyway, so these Disney characters are going to be different races. Now, in the grand scheme of things, do I give a shit? I don't think so. Do I think kids are going to look at that and feel a certain way like, oh shit, they look like me? Oh, now I can rise above. That's stupid. If their parents are doing their job, then they're not even going to notice that shit. Just like we as kids didn't notice that shit. When I'm watching these action movies, Arnold, Stallone, Snipes, Weathers, who else? Van Damme and all that shit, Seagal. When I'm watching those as a kid, not 1 millisecond. What's shorter than a millisecond? Whatever that is. Not at all at any point for any length of time ever did I think, man, if I only was that color, if they only look like me. I want something. I want somebody. I want an action star to look like me. I never thought about that shit. All I would imagine in my head is me being that badass or wanting to be badass like that. Asking my dad, how did he get so good? And my dad would look at me and say, practice. But never did I think about color at all. So if your parents are doing their job, neither will those kids. But all it is, it's scraps. It's scraps from their table. That tokenism shit. Instead of taking your seat at the table, because black folks who don't subscribe to that leftist bullshit and they're not on the Democrat plantation, we realize that we have a seat at the table. We could take that seat at the table or we can build our own table. We can do whatever we want. But instead of taking your seat at the table, you'd rather stay down there on your hands and knees and have the remnants from their plate, a bone with a few pieces of meat on it, an empty potato skin, scraps, shit that they don't want, but it makes your year. We're winning. These dumbasses think they're winning because Disney took a brown paintbrush to existing characters. They didn't make your own. They took some existing ones, brought in a color artist and said, bing, bang, boom, put it out. That's all they did. It don't mean shit. But again, people are impressed by unimpressive shit. Wow. You changed some Disney characters to have the same complexion as me. Watch out, barriers. Watch out. Out of the way, hurdles of life. Here I come because I just saw Ariel and Belle, who aren't even two of the most popular Disney characters. There's another layer of fuck you to this. This is like getting February for Black History Month. They didn't give you Snow White. They didn't give you, what's her name? Let It Go from Frozen. I can't believe I can't think of her name because my daughter went through a Frozen phase. I saw that movie 100 times. What's her name? I don't want to look on the internet. I want to interact with you guys. What's the girl's name from Frozen? Let it go, let it go. That shit. I know you got Elsa. Thank you, Elsa. They didn't give you Elsa. They gave you Ariel and Belle. That's like when what happened? I think it was in where did that idiot run through that Christmas parade? Was it Waukesha? I think so. A lot of shit going on in Wisconsin around that time. But I think it was Waukesha where the guy ran down the people in the Christmas parade. That's just like when that happened, they didn't send Biden. They sent Kamala Harris. They sent the B team. So this is the same kind of thing. They gave you the scraps. So instead of coming up here, hey, come sit up here, man. Here, put on a nice shirt, nice dress, nice shirt, tie, nice dress. Have a seat. You know, at Thanksgiving, hand me your plate. Hey, can I get a scoop of that? Let me get some mac and cheese, some green beans. No, I don't want that. I don't like stuffing. And I don't. I hate stuffing. No stuffing. That's gross. Yep. Instead of doing that, you're down there on the floor fighting over scraps with all these groups that you try to be together with. Ku Klux Trans. All these other groups down there, the BLM and shit. You're fighting over scraps. When those of us who don't believe, we don't subscribe to that white supremacy shit. No one's supreme over me. So I'm at the table. I'm at the table looking at you, throwing scraps down to you. Here. There you go. Oof, I am full. I'm up here undoing the top button. I'm up here wearing sweatpants. I'm so full. And you're down there fighting over bones. So when they do shit like that, oh, here's Belle. Here's Ariel. Oh, we're winning. Hashtag yes, queen. We made it. You didn't make shit. Why would you be excited over that? Why would you care? Man, please, that shit's stupid. That just makes it awkward. So now, when my daughter watches the old version and she sees the new one, if she does, now what? Now it's awkward. Dad, how come? Oh, damn it. Why'd they do that? Leave it. Create a new character. There is a Black Disney princess. Came out in the 90s. I think it's a Princess and the Frog. So there is one. Why didn't you remake that one? Man, that's not good enough. They're not good enough. They're not going to be happy about that. They're not going to fight over that. Well, take some white ones. Here you go. You dumbasses. Tokenism is not progress. That's a hindrance. You're being blinded with that shit. You're focusing on bullshit. That's not progress. That's not helping anybody. That's helping Disney's pockets because you fools are going to go out there and pay to see that shit because you think it's doing something. That shit, man. Give a damn if you recolor an existing character. That's nothing. Making some random Star Wars character a black person now, ooh, or making them a woman. Wow, you guys really did something. You only ruined shit. You know what they ruined was damn it. What did they ruin? Just had it slip my mind because I read a comment, threw me off. Brian Hendricks says Eddie Murphy did Dracula. But Dracula is like one of those public domain characters. And that movie sucked. Vampire in Brooklyn, that shit was garbage. But was he Dracula? Was he the Dracula like Bram Stoker? But it just doesn't fucking mean anything. It's dumb. Ariel, Bell, cool. Now what? So dumb. But, you see the people cheering for it. Cool. Pablo, that's right. Blackula. That movie sucked too. It did. But again, Dracula is different. Like, Dracula is not like a Disney character. That's like, I don't know. That's just different. That's, like I said, a public domain character. JJ Finnegan says Forrest Gump, black trans running for her dick. Yeah, they're eventually going to ruin everything. All the classics, they're going to ruin them. That's all they do is mess it up when they get that shit and that SJW shit mixed in there. That's all they do. It's messed up. It's like shitting in the punch bowl. I'm like, damn it, man! I was about to get some of that. I was about to get a couple scoops of that good-looking punch, and then you went in there and shit in it. Now I can't. Ridiculous, man. Who cares about that shit? So yeah, that and then let's get the painful part out of the way. Let's get those clips, those sound bites. I know how you guys feel about hearing his voice. I feel the same way. Makes me sick, makes me sad, makes me lose hope, makes me laugh sometimes. Those are not feelings you want when you're thinking of that office. But first is, I think it's at, is it the 9:10? Yeah. Okay, here we go. One second, a commercial here. So it's a 9:10 and then a 20:10. Okay, here we go. He's going to talk about Uvalde. There you go.
Pushed into a corner. And I wonder, Mr. President, what you would say to him if he is considering using chemical.
So this is when he's talking about Putin, and he just got done talking about how he's going to stick with Ukraine until, it's over. And he says an ironclad. He's like, you're ironclad on this. Ironclad support. He's like, yeah, till it's over. We're going to stick with Ukraine. That means we're going to pay for it. And here, he's asking him what he would do if Putin decided to use chemical or nuclear weapons on the Ukrainians. And this is his response to that.
You're already north of $15 billion in terms of those commitments. How far do you go?
As long as it takes.
Ironclad commitment.
Yes.
As Ukraine succeeds on the battlefield, Vladimir Putin is becoming embarrassed and pushed into a corner. And I wonder, Mr. President, what you would say to him if he is considering using chemical or tactical nuclear weapons.
Don't. It will change the face of war, unlike anything since World War II.
And the consequences of that would be what?
I'm
What
not
would the
gonna
U.S.
speculate.
response be?
You think I would tell you if I knew exactly what it would be? Of course I'm not going to.
He said, do you think I'd tell you if I knew? So he don't even know. And his response to, if Putin decides to use chemical or nuclear weapons, his response was, don't.
Don't.
Are you telling him or are you asking him? There's a difference. Chris Rock has a bit where he says, if you ask a woman, he's talking about in bed during sex, if you ask a woman, she ain't gonna do shit. You gotta just do it. You know, kind of take charge kind of thing. Hey, can I? That's not gonna work. That's gonna make the clam dry up. Then it's gonna be on lockdown. You won't be allowed to get in there. So just do it. What is it? It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. But he's
Don't.
The last one he almost whispered. Don't. Ooh. So if you're a dictator across the world with nuclear weapons, what kind of shock is that going to send through your body? Is that going to give you chills when he says that? Or is it going to make you go, ha, 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 ha. Do you hear the old man in America? Ha, ha, ha. You're going to laugh and pour another shot of vodka and cheers with Nancy. Because you know she's pouring a shot of vodka right now. That's why I call her the vodka vixen. So, you know the world is watching. You know Putin's tuned in. Don't. Now, how do you think Trump would have answered that question? Trump would have been like, I'll tell him, look, you son of a bitch. You do anything, use chemical or nuclear weapons on Ukraine, and I will come over there and personally shove one of our nuclear weapons up your ass. Or something along those lines. Not, don't. Oh, man. Okay, I won't. Let me take my finger away from that red button because you sure told me. Jeez, man. Don't. Please don't. You think I'd tell you if I knew? And what he should have said was, you think I'm going to tell you my plan? You think I'm going to show my hand? Not, do you think I'd tell you if I knew? That means I don't know. That means they haven't told me yet what I'm supposed to do. Donkey King, thank you. A trans Forrest Gump would be funny, trading one mental illness for another. They'll have the same self-awareness as making Miles Morales be Thor. Oh, don't hold your breath, because they just might do that. But yeah, how would Forrest be if he was? Forrest couldn't be Ku Klux trans member back then. They weren't having that shit. You think you're going to go play for Alabama? You think you're going to the White House or joining the military? Hell no. Your ass will be in one of those jackets where the buckles are in the back. Room nice and padded, and you nice and medicated. Shit. There's no way Forrest Gump can get away with that shit. I identify as a lady. Why are you being transphobic about my penis? If you don't want to date me, you're a transphobe because you don't like my penis. Yeah, we don't like your penis, Forrest. Creole lady, here we go. Thank you. Yeah, here we go. I hope you were ready for that. Oh, Sloppy Joe. My goodness. Just sloppy in every way. Just sloppy in every way. So that was the first one. Now the second one. Let's get it out of the way. I know. Let's get through it. Oh, this one is where he's talking about Uvalde.
What's up, guys? This is King.
Stupid commercial. What's up, guys? So he just got done talking about how he spent 4 hours. 4 hours. 4 hours. He repeats shit a lot. And he's talking about how he spent 4 hours with the families in Uvalde, talking to them, talking to family members, extended family, and shit like that for 4 hours. He really drove that point home. And then he says, he's all the pain. The pain. The pain. Like that he does that with his teeth. Like, are you acting or is this raw emotion? What is this? Or is what's being piped into your brain through your earpiece? We'll see, guys.
Every one of those places. And in Uvalde, I spent time with every single 4 hours. 4 hours. And the pain. And in Uvalde,
The pain. Get the fuck out of here. You don't even remember those people. You don't remember what they said. You don't remember their faces, their names. And I'm not talking about today. I'm talking when you were still in there for 4 hours, you forgot everything that they told you. While they're talking to you and crying and pouring their hearts out, this is what was inside his head. La, 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 la. I'm going to eat some pudding when I get home, and Jill gives me my jammies. I'm going to watch my favorite show and eat pudding in bed. That's what he was thinking about while these people were going through the worst thing that has ever happened to them and ever could happen to them. He says, the pain. Fuck out of here, man. Who believes that? What was the interviewer thinking?
in Uvalde, I spent time with every single
Listen.
4 hours. 4 hours. And the pain.
Pain.
And it's just so unnecessary. So wrong. Who the hell don't get me going, but I've met with every one of those families and the extended families for 4 hours. Look, our kids should be learning how to read and write, not duck and cover. Think about that. Think of the mental impact on these kids going back to school. You saw it. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's not who we are. But we've got to stop it. We've got to stop it. And the NRA continuing to push the sale of assault and semi-automatic weapons is bizarre.
What's bizarre about the sale of semi-automatic weapons? I don't understand that. That's pretty normal for guns. A semi-automatic, yeah, it's almost a given. If someone tells you, oh, I got a gun, you're probably going to think, handgun. I got a new gun. I bought a gun. You're thinking a handgun automatically. There's nothing odd about a semi-automatic handgun unless you're someone who doesn't know shit about them. The pain. Just listen to him. He invokes no inspiration. No, oh shit, turn that up. No goosebumps. No nothing. The pain. No, just think about it. God, quit being that sad old man. Give him a shot of adrenochrome or some shit every day. Mark, thank you. He says Forrest Gimp. That's definitely the title of a porno, for sure. Why you discriminate against me for dressing like a lady? You can't treat me like that because my balls hang out below my mini skirt. Yes, we can, Forrest. We don't need that. My goodness, people. And what would you tell Vladimir Putin, you know, the ruler of a nuclear-powered country, a country with nuclear bombs? What would you say to him? What would you do? What would you say to him if you knew he was going to use one of those nukes or chemical weapons? Don't. Oh, and that's a direct quote. Huh? You hear that? Listen. That's Vladimir Putin shaking in his boots. Oh, fuck, man. One more thing about this ding dong and we'll move on. Tony Hannafin, what's up? What's up? Wow. If you're around in 2000, what's that? Oh shit, JJ Finnegan. He says, I created a monster. You sure did. He said, Black trans Forrest Gump. Oh man. You couldn't touch him. Then Forrest Gump will be free to say whatever he wanted without repercussions. Oh shit. Okay, so one more thing that Biden did that was very senile of him. I mean, it's to be expected. I can't say I was surprised, but it's just like, oh, not again. Not again. Like, have you guys ever seen the video of somebody in a warehouse with a forklift and they bump one of the shelves? And I don't know if they were storing bottles or cans of soda, but it was a lot of liquid. And he hits that one set of shelves and then it just sets off a chain reaction. Boom. This shelf leans against that shelf. And now that one shelf has 3 shelves. Boom, 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 boom. And it just keeps falling and falling. I'm talking a gigantic warehouse, multiple stories high, pallets upon pallets, stacked to the ceiling. Boom, it just kept going and going. And you're watching the video like, no, 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 no. It just keeps boom, 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 boom. That's what it's like with him. Again and again, he said what, he did what, he grabbed who, he sniffed what, he tried to grab what. So this is no different. So our grandpa in chief, Mr. Hey, this isn't the mall. Hold the line. Da, 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 da. Love isn't always on time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Him. He was in Michigan at the Detroit Auto Show, and he was holding hands with a woman. But here's the problem. The woman he was holding hands with was not Jill Biden. Awkward. Ivan Adams, you're right. Like and sub, and like. That was the only problem. Him holding hands with a woman makes sense. He's a heterosexual male or a heterosexual robot, one of the two. So that wasn't the crazy part. The crazy part was whose hand he was holding, because Jill, old nurse Jill, orderly Jill, was about 2 steps ahead of him. And nobody holds hands like this, right? That's usually to the side, left or the right, usually your right hand. I'm just speaking for the man's point. Well, no. It depends on what side your woman's on. Usually the right hand. Brian King B. Falcon. Yeah, I was listening to that song yesterday. Hold the Line by Toto. Don't get caught up in the I felt the rains down in Africa. All right, that's not all Toto can do. Hold the line. Come on. I was listening to that shit last night. I was like, oh, I'm gonna use this shit tomorrow for that. Our gummer in chief. Donkey King again, thank you. That A word is a naughty word that will probably get this taken down. LOL. It's a and okay, I get it. Conspiracy theory that keeps getting proven true. Well, I hope it doesn't get taken down. That would suck. Let's see. Carl, 3%. Thank you. Think about that. And think about what you think about. And then think about it. It's endless. One after another. Ransom Shan, again, thank you. Why didn't Biden bring up the Hispanic shooter with a non-English speaking mother as part of the Uvalde problem? You know, the trigger puller. Well, we definitely know the answer to that, because that would have poked a hole in his whole existence. Because it's not, hey, listen up, Ransom Shannon, the rest of you who think in this play way. You have to remember, right off the top, right from the jump, right out of the gate, illegals are better than you. Okay, so therefore, every time or everything they do is better than what you would do. So number one, they're better than you. Number two, it's not their fault. Okay, they're asylum seekers. where they come from, it's war-torn and destitute and it's, terrible economy. So we have to, because of what it says on the Statue of Liberty. Bring me your tired and your poor and all that shit. So because of what it says on the Statue of Liberty, we have to allow our country to be overrun with people who aren't supposed to be here. And little known fact, what is on the Statue of Liberty was it was a poem competition, and the winner of the competition was going to get their poem printed on the Statue of Liberty. It was a way to raise money to get the thing over here and assemble it. So it wasn't this thing that was somehow connected to our Constitution where we have to take them. It says it on the Statue of Liberty. You mean that gift from France? It's not our laws. It's not what we're supposed to do. It's a poem that somebody entered into a contest and it won. That's what it is. But they count on people not doing their fucking homework. They count on people that just, yeah, that makes sense. Ellis Island's right there. Bring us everybody. We'll take you in because we're America. That's stupid. That is so stupid. Yeah, it sounds great. It's a nice thing to say, but that's not how we run shit around here. But if they mention that, then they have to mention, well, there must be something to do about illegal immigration if we're letting them in and they're making violent monsters that are unleashed upon us. So they can't mention that. How dare they? They can't do that. That would cut them off at the knees. They'd rather cut us off at the knees. No good segue from getting cut off at the knees into this, but I'm going to do it anyway. MyPillow.com/Jericho, people. Are you not sleeping well? MyPillow can help you get the best night's sleep of your life. Wake up and feel well rested. All pillows made right here in the USA in Minnesota. MyPillow is backed with a 60-day money-back guarantee, 10-year warranty, and is machine washable and dryable. Sleep is one of the most important things to your health, and MyPillow is one of the most important things to your sleep. Go to mypillow.com/Jericho, link in the description box below. Use promo code Jericho, all caps, to unlock your great deals today. So we're done talking about, so he was holding hands with Governor Whitmer of Michigan. There's footage, just Biden holding hands. And he'll probably bring up a couple videos of him trying to shake hands with the air too. That'll give you a good laugh. A good laugh. And he's at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. So it'll give you a couple different emotions. But Jill is up front about 3 steps, and he is holding hands. Now he does not realize it. He doesn't realize that this hand feels different. This isn't the hand that I've been holding for decades. I know I would know the difference. And that's probably happened. You've been somewhere, it's kind of crowded. Your woman was right here, your man was right here, and you reach over and grab a hand, and you're like, wait a minute, that's not right. You look over, oh shit, sorry lady, was looking thought you were my wife, and I wasn't looking. I've had a kid do that in public. Walk up and grab my hand, I turn and look, I'm like, oh, you're not mine? And the kid's like, oh shit, where's dad? But you know that doesn't feel like the hand you're used to holding. You would know that immediately. He's talking to Secret Service. Oh, what's all this here? These are automobiles. He didn't even notice. Governor Whitmer, she was like, she took her hand away. Like, what the fuck is this? And the reason it went on for maybe 10 seconds or so. But the reason it went on for as long as it did is because she knows he's a senile old gummer. She knows he's a butterscotch pudding eater. So she was like, let me go along with this shit for a minute. I hope he realizes it. But she knows he's like that. These fools know he is. But they got to keep their mouth shut and support this bullshit anyway. She took her hand and was like, oh, he's not noticing it. He doesn't realize he's holding a totally different woman's hand. Look that shit up. He's holding somebody else's hand that wasn't his wife, and he did not even notice. He didn't even notice when she let go. Oh, shit, man. So what? He has no feeling in his hands? Probably not. Hoser, thank you again. He says some off-subject humor. Chuck Norris has a grizzly bear hug. It's not dead. It's just scared to move. You better not move. You let Chuck decide when to let go. That's a good one, man. Thank you. Love the off-topic humor. With a U, not H-U-M-O-R. H-U-M-O-U-R. That's how they do it up there, yo, hoser. They're French, eh? That was a good one. But to not even notice, this is your wife. Let me see how long these fools been married. How long have Joe and Jill Biden been married?
According to Wikipedia, she married Joe Biden in 1977, becoming stepmother to Beau and Hunter, his two sons from his first marriage. Biden and her husband.
Damn, 1977. So that's 44 years. So you've been holding this woman's hand for 44 years, and you don't realize that you just grabbed a totally different woman's hand. That's weird. Oh, Mark Jason Walker. I'd love to. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, merrily. Oh, are those kids over there? I think that's how it goes. I think that's how that song goes. Nice. No. Anderson Moffett, 2. No. 1977. Biden was born in 1877, but he didn't get married until 100 years later to Jill Biden in 1977. There you go. Or did I say 74? It's because the person under put 74. 1977. 44 years you've been married to that woman. You've been holding her hands, I assume. At some point, over 44 years, you're going to hold your wife's hand a lot. And you grab some other way. He didn't even, and when she let go, he didn't notice. So when you're holding your woman's hand and she lets go, you're at least going to like glance over. Like, why'd you let go? Let's see. A pro? Okay, so I'm sticking with. Says, JG, did you hear Gavin bang your wife Newsom want to take Joe's place, sloppy Joe's place, according to some whistleblower? Yeah, I heard that. He was there, I think, last month or the month before, touring the White House. So, yeah, they totally want Gavin Newsom, and there's a way to get him in there. And if this was before 2020, I would say that they wouldn't do that, and it's not possible, but this is post-2020, so yeah, they will. So the way that they can make it happen is, if, you know, remember, they started this back in, I think, October of maybe 2019, 2018, somewhere around there. They started floating the 25th Amendment around to where you could have, remember they were saying Trump was mentally unfit to be president. He could be removed via the 25th Amendment, where a president is not able to perform their duties. And they were floating that around about Trump. And so I think they did that, and they brought it back after Biden was elected, when there were whispers from some Democrats saying that, you know, he's not with it and they're not endorsing him for president. You know, they don't want to answer that. Everybody you see them ask, like, oh, well, you know, we'll see. It's my time. Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. That kind of shit. So they floated that around for a minute. And I think they were doing that. They were kind of putting that out there. So it's not like, well, we're not just making this up. You know, look, here we have footage from back in, you know, October of 2019 or October of 2020, whatever it was, where we started talking about this. So this is nothing new. We've been talking about this for years. So that they removed Biden via the 25th Amendment, and he's done nothing but give us example after example as to why he should be removed. And maybe that's part of their plan too. Maybe they say, look, we have this 15-hour highlight reel of him, of his mental faculties failing. So they could be using that too. But anyway, he's removed because his brain don't work anymore, because all he had and all he has inside of his head is a dead mouse, right? So they get him out of there via that. Naturally, the vice president would move up and take his spot. Remember, they fail up. How many examples of this do we need to see? She fails up and becomes president. She's going to need a vice president. Does she take Pelosi because she's third in charge? Maybe. Maybe she takes her for a while. She steps down. Or maybe she says no, but somehow they nominate Gavin Newsom. Now, Newsom and Kamala, they have history. He was mayor while she was DA of San Francisco. And then she became senator when he was governor, or maybe lieutenant governor. And they have a history. So naturally, what would you do? If you had your boy, your homegirl, that's your people. You know, of course you got a chance to bring, oh shit, oh me and so-and-so, oh yeah, we're gonna have a good time. You might not say that out public, but in your mind, yeah, you're gonna look out for your people. It's not what you know, it's who you blow. Wait a minute. Who you know. Ooh, sorry about that. So it's not what you know, it's who you know. So she brings him up. Now you have President Let me drink a little water, wash that stomach bile back down. President Harris. Yeah, that's right. Newsom is related. He's a nephew of Nancy Pelosi. So you have President Harris, Vice President Newsom. Send the meteor now. The movie Armageddon needs to play out, except Bruce Willis does not save us and we're hit. Bring on the meteor. President Harris, Vice President Newsom. You'd have to wash America. Is there something big enough to wash America? You would have to wash this entire country. Sorry, Mexico and the ocean that's underneath us, but there's going to be a whole lot of shit headed your way. You'd have to wash the country. So we have those two. Kamala, she's already underqualified. She's already drowning every day like Wycliffe Jean's cousin as the White House press secretary. She's grossly underqualified already as second in charge. You send her upstairs, she can't handle it. She's out of there. She steps down. And then who comes in as president? Gavin Newsom. And that's when we have to move. Mexico, I don't want to hear it. You've been sending motherfuckers up here for years. We're coming down there. We want half. Because what could be worse? Politically. And for us. I mean, of course, death and things like that are worse, but that would be pretty damn bad. Mexico, move over. I don't want to hear it. Authentically Kennedy. Oh, the one who's hosting all the parties in high school, huh? Thank you. She says, so where did all the illegals sent to Martha's Vineyard go? I hate how conservative troll shizness never sticks in the media. I can't sleep until I know what happened to them and the Haitians. The Haitians, they just evaporated. They just disappeared into America. And I think they took the illegals from Martha's Vineyard to Air Force Base near there. But from there, they're going to go where the rest of them go, Authentically Kennedy. In your neighborhood, across town. They're coming to a theater near you. That's where they all end up. You see what happens when they send them to the rich folks that vote for this shit. See ya, National Guard, get them. I don't care. I don't even want to see them. Get them out of here. And then you send them to Kamala's house. Out of here. They're sending them to your house because you don't have the National Guard's number. You haven't given millions, hundreds of thousands, and millions of dollars to these monsters, to these succubuses, sis. You don't have that power. So they're coming to your house. Shut up. And you're going to give me tax money still. So be quiet. Put your head down. Shut it. Come November, you ain't going to do shit. Authentically Kennedy, again, thank you for the Twomsky. She says, also, you guys are not going to like this, but Gavin Newsom is absolutely running for president in 2024. I agree. When I was in Tennessee house hunting Every other radio commercial was saying how amazing Gavin is. Shocking because Tennessee is obviously a red state. But I think, authentically, Kennedy, I think you get the same kind of things you sometimes see with sports fans. You see people like on the East Coast, they don't see a lot of West Coast sports, like college and stuff, and some pro stuff, because they're 3 hours ahead. So all they see are clips the next day on ESPN or whatever they watch. So they're not getting the real. They're not watching as closely as we are on the West Coast because we're here. So I think a lot of those voters, even though they're red states, that may not mean they're super informed about what's going on out here in California. They just get the clips. And the clips can even be bad, but they're just clips. If they really knew what was going on, the taxes that we pay, the condition that our infrastructure is in, the roads, how we're at the bottom when it comes to education, if they knew all that shit and they were here to experience it, there's no way. But can millions of people be fooled? Yes, of course. I've mentioned this before. I saw a video of a women's march in Los Angeles with like 300,000 people there. What are you marching about? This guy named Fleck is hilarious. He goes to these events, sticks a microphone in their face. What's a women's march for? I don't know. I came with her. So yeah, they can be fooled for sure. But hopefully the candidates that he runs against, of course, I hope that people get more informed all the time. But hopefully the candidates that he's running against will just go up there and say, hit it, and just show a highlight reel of California to see what's really going on. That would be great. Because then, like, there you go. Look what it's like. Talk to some Californians. They'll let you know what's going on the ground. You do not want this to come to the whole country. Could you imagine President Newsom? Oh. That should make your stomach turn just hearing that. Just hearing that shit. President Newsom. Weird. That would be horrible. And maybe people just don't know. They don't know what they're dealing with. Or they don't know what they would be dealing with if they got that dummy. So, something else I want to talk about. So, you remember a month ago, maybe a couple months ago, there was this preacher, this real flashy preacher in New York City. Jewelry, the Louis Vuitton outfits, Rolls Royce Phantom for a car, always flashing, coming to church, dressing to the nines, all this expensive shit, wearing like $400,000 in jewelry, and he got robbed. They were live streaming it or whatever, and Sweet Mama G says, President Newsom, I'm moving to Switzerland. Yeah, I'm right behind you. But this preacher, he gets robbed live on the internet, and you just see the cameras on him, and you just see him say, "Oh no, it's okay, it's okay," and he lays down on the ground. These dudes come in frame, stick up kids, they get him, and so that's terrible. You should be robbed, even though if you're flashy with your shit. I mean, there's a small part of you that's like, well, maybe don't go in places like that flaunting your shit, or don't go anywhere doing that, because you might catch the attention of the wrong person, especially if you're a pastor and your church is in a poorer neighborhood. And yeah, if everybody in your congregation is dressed like you, expensive cars out in the parking lot, really nice clothes, that's probably not going to happen. But if you're the only one and you're sticking out like an opulent sore thumb, then yeah, it's probably going to happen. It's unfortunate, but it probably is. So he got robbed. Well, now there's footage. He obviously didn't learn anything from it because he's still up there in expensive suits and shit. And at first, I only saw one angle. And I did a video about this, but you can only see it on JerichoGreen.net. Become an exclusive member, $3.99 a month. So all you see is you hear her talking, and he's saying, like, blah, 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 get her out of here, whatever. And she walks in the frame, and you see him just go like this, and he grabs her by the back of her neck. And his other hand is like here on her. I don't think it's around her throat, but he's like almost choking the woman. And he's taking her like this, and then he goes out of frame. Well, yesterday I saw footage where it's a camera that's in the back that's getting everything. And what he does is he grabs her by the back of her neck and like right here and walks her all the way to like forces her all the way to the back of the church. Like he's like, get her out of here, get out. He grabs his parishioner and drags her ass to the back of the church. I was like, oh shit, I didn't see that part. I mean, it's bad enough even if you went, get her out of here and just let her go. But he walked her ass to the back of the church. And being that you could see everything, there were hardly any people in there. It was not full. There were more empty chairs than full ones. But he straight up grabbed this lady and threw her out of his church. She must have been saying some of the coldest shit ever. She must have been talking about things that only he knew about, maybe his mother or something. I don't know. But for a preacher to come off the stage and grab her and throw her ass out of church, I got to hear the backstory. I have to. But yeah, that's a little twist to that story. I did not know that he walked her to the door. I guess when he says, time to pass that collection plate around, you better pass that shit around, lady. You can get hurt. Oh, and here's another chunk of bullshit you could throw on the pile. The WNBA members, now that their season's over, because remember yesterday, the Las Vegas Aces won the WNBA title. I know, who gives a shit? But now, in solidarity with Brittany Griner, Russia's tallest female prisoner, some WNBA members, because they go overseas to subsidize their lives because they don't get paid shit here in America because nobody wants to see it. But they go overseas, but they're boycotting Russia to support Brittany Griner. And they're going to Hungary and Turkey to make money in the offseason. And in doing this, they're taking a significant pay cut. How stupid are you? You are going to take a pay cut. You're already making shit because you have to go overseas to play basketball in the offseason. But you're going to take a significant pay cut to support her who does not give a shit. BRJ, yeah, I'm sure Hungary is great, but they don't pay great for female basketball players. So you're willing to take a significant pay cut and affect your life for Brittany Griner. And you think her in a Russian prison, she's thinking about you. This is not going to reduce her sentence in any way, and you are 100% jackass for financially showing solidarity with Brittany Griner, who is not some political prisoner. She's not a political prisoner. She wasn't kidnapped. She broke a Russian law. So she has to pay the price. And you are doing this for what? Corn Pop says my feed is flashing. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry about that. Oh, but I see my internet bars going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So maybe that has something to do with it. I apologize. Heidi Booth, yeah, she says, I'm sure she'll get a pride parade if she ever comes back. Actually, I don't know, Heidi. You see, today is the parade for the Las Vegas Aces, so we'll see how that goes. But if the way they show up for these parades and the way they show up for games is any indication, no, there won't be a parade. If there is, it'll be sparsely attended. Authentically Kennedy, no, I don't. She says I got Cricket Internet. I got Xfinity. Thank you very much. I have Xfinity. But normally it's all 3 bars, but right now it's just at 1, so I don't know why it's tripping. Sometimes you'll see the router and it's like flashing and you call them and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, we're doing stuff and it's going to be off until. I'm like, what do you mean? Then you better take that time off my damn bill, dick. Mercury Trismegistus. I hope I got that right. I think I did. I want to be sedated. Yeah. Shout out to the Ramones. I wouldn't mind that either. No, don't sedate us. Sedate him. How about that? Sedate him so we can be good. Put his ass to sleep. And I don't mean like a feral animal, but no, knock him out, put him to sleep so we can be okay. That'd be great. You imagine if Biden just fell asleep for the next 2.5 years? Thanks. Yes, authentically, Kennedy. Xfinity is so ridiculous. We have them too. So you understand my pain. Look at your bars. I bet your bars are flashing right now too. Stupid Xfinity. Christian, thank you. He says, great American things. Bill of Rights, Constitution, Jericho Green, and freaking old Milwaukee. Melanie says, hi. What's up, Melanie? I appreciate it. Those are all great things. I made it, Mom. I'm up there with the Bill of Rights and the damn Constitution. Lovely. Yeah, that shit's crazy. You're going to take a pay cut for what? She don't give a shit. You think she's going to come visit? She's going to stop by the house in 9 years when she gets out? No, idiots. You go right ahead, ladies. You go right ahead. All right. I got homeowner shit to do. I got to snake the drain. Kitchen sink's backing up. And actually, between me and you, I think it might be my fault. See, I thought it was my wife taking the strainer out of one side of the sink. You know, it gets trapped with food. Pain in the ass, keep dumping it. And then she let the food go down the drain. But I was looking in the sink, and some of it started to come out, and it's actually looks like little pieces of apple skin. So last weekend, my mom came to visit. She wanted my wife to make her an apple crisp. So, trying to be helpful, I peeled the apples and chopped them up for my wife to save time. We had a lot of shit going on. And she was talking about how she had a bunch of shit and not a lot of time to do it. So I figured I'd help her out, chopped up the animals. Animals. That's how we make our apple crisp. You haven't had a good apple crisp until there's chopped animal in it. So I chopped the apples for her. And you better not authentically Kennedy, or this relationship is over. So I chopped the apples, peeled them, chopped them. And I just bought a brand new garbage disposal a few months ago. So why not use it? So I turned it on, I got the water running, and I'm feeding the apple skin down in there. Ugh, that might have been the problem. But my heart was in the right place. So that is going to be my trump card that I throw down on the table when she sees this, and she will. So you guys, keep me in your thoughts, okay? Carl, 3%. Says, my California Newsom boots have needles and human crap stuck to the soles. Can I wipe them in your state? No, please. I mean, if you did, we wouldn't notice. It would just blend in with everything else. So yeah, I guess it's cool. If you can find a clean spot to do it, because I think it's pretty much covered in needles and shit. That's why I call San Francisco Needles and Shit, California. Because that's exactly what it is. All right. Like I said, home ownership to do. It's never ending. Always something. Painting, replacing, cutting, trimming. Billy Payne, what's up, Dad Billy? He said, here's a question for you. Claude Dallas was a poacher who got busted here in Idaho after he killed the 2 game wardens. To be continued. Damn. That's dangerous out there, man. The game wardens, aren't they armed? He probably ambushed them. That's fucked up. RIP to them. You ever see those guys who are the game wardens in Africa who be going after poachers and shit, who shoot rhinos and shit like that? Hey, they'll line them dudes up right out there and blast them. Blast them. Shit. Better mess around. Mess around if you want to. All right, the fly's still in here, so I'm about to kill it. Kids are out of school early, so I'm going to kick it with them. But yeah, great live stream today. You were great. I was great. We were great. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I already got shit to talk about. Our cups runneth over. Say it with me. You know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net and mygreengear.com. I am Jericho Green. Man up. Ow.